Yes. So as usual, lay down on the mat. We start every day in the same way. So lay down on the mat. Knees bent if you have any tension on the lumbar spine. Otherwise, the legs straight and roll the outward. Roll the arms outward. Palm of the hand facing the sky. Keep the shoulder blades flat on the ground and slide it slightly toward the waist. Pull the back of your head away from the shoulders. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Release all tensions. One more time. Relax your forehead, eyebrows, and the skin between the eyebrows. Relax your eyes and let them sink deeper into the skull. Relax the skin of your face. Unclench your jaw. And let your lips open slightly. Relax your tongue. Your throat. Neck. And shoulders. Relax your arms, forearms, and hands. Relax your back, the muscles of your back and your spine, vertebra per vertebra. Relax your belly and the whole abdominal area. Relax your hips, your groins. Relax your legs, knees, ankles and feet. Bring your attention into your breathing cycle and start observing every aspect of your breathing cycle. Which part of your body moves the most, chest or belly? If both moves, which one first? Observe without changing anything. Observe simply to know yourself. Observe the length of your breathing cycle. Inhalation and exhalation have the same length, or one of them is naturally longer. Observe the small pauses between inhalation and exhalation, and between exhalation and inhalation, the small moments where everything stops, even your breath. Become aware of the 4 phases of your breathing cycle: inhalation, pause, exhalation, pause. And even there, observe. Is one of the 2 pauses longer? Observe also that your throat remains relaxed and open, even during the pauses. 3 more observing breaths. At the end of the third, take control and create a long, slow, and steady breath. Observe your lungs expanding with every inhalation. Observe your body, your ribcage, your belly, becoming more compact with every exhalation. Keep a long, slow, deep breath. Observe your body changing, expanding during the inhalation and becoming more compact with every exhalation. Long, slow, and steady breath. Become aware of every small change on your body and also on your mind. Keep a long, slow, and deep breath, but keep it easy. Allow the air and the prana to enter your body. Allow all tension to get released with the exhalation. Long, slow, and steady breath. At the end of the inhalation, hold the breath just for a few seconds. If you can, just use the muscles of your rib cage and your belly to keep the lungs open and full without blocking your glottis. If it's a little bit too hard, then close your glottis, close your throat with no problem. But hold the breath just for a few seconds. Listen to the body, listen to your mind. And find this calm and relaxed state. Keep an exhalation long and relaxed. And again, inhale, long, slow, steady, and deep. At the end of the inhalation, hold the breath or create this suspension, the suspended breath, using just the muscles of your rib cage and on your belly. Exhale with a relaxed exhalation. And again, inhale deeply. hold, exhale, relax. Inhale, hold, exhale. Fill up your lungs. And at the end of the inhalation, hold the breath and find your peace, calmness, stillness. Exhale and allow all the tension to get released. Inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale. And allow all the tension to get released. Keep this breathing technique. Allow the air, the prana, to enter your body. Allow the energy to be refilled. Hold the breath. And find your state of peace, wellness, calmness. And exhale, releasing all tensions. With every exhalation, you feel more and more relaxed, both in your body and in your mind. Feel all the emotions. Become aware of all those small feelings, both on the physical body, but also on your mental one. And even if you're really sensitive, on your energy. Become aware and feel. Last moments. Now go back to a normal breath. But keep on observing. Keep on observing your feelings, the emotions. Observe how your breath becomes lighter and lighter. When you feel ready, roll on your right side, stay on your right side for a brief moment before pushing with the left hand to sit up. Okay. Sit in a cross-legged position. Comfortable cross-legged position. Put your hands over your knees. Lift the sternum. Move the shoulder blades down. Move the belly slightly in and create small circles with your lumbar spine. Both on one side. And on the other side. Okay, now straight away on cross-legged, on tabletop position. Put your hands right under the shoulders, knees right under the buttocks. Inhale. With the exhalation, roll your hips backward, push your spine up to the sky, and look at your belly. Inhale, arch your spine, slide the shoulder blades over the waist and look up. Exhale, round your spine at your maximum. Inhale, arch your spine at your maximum. Close your eyes and keep on moving. With the exhalation, you empty your lungs and you round your spine, pushing the spine up to the sky. With the inhalation, you allow the spine to drop. You slide the shoulder blades over the waist and look up. Keeping your eyes closed and doing this movement, observe which area of your body is more tense. Observe where you feel the tensions in your body. Become aware of every small movement, every small tension. And with every movement, try and go beyond those tensions. Try and release those tensions. Last moments. Next time that you have your spine parallel to the ground, stop it. Stop the movement. Okay. Now, move the belly in. Activate gently your abdominal muscles and walk forward with your hands in order to lower your chest. Keep the arms completely straight. Allow the head to move toward the ground. Keep the arms completely straight. Belly in. And keep on moving the chest down. Keep your arms completely straight. Active till the tip of your fingers. 3 more breaths. At the end of the third, really gently come back up. And sit on your heels. Keep the 2 knees together. And move the 2 heels closer to each other. Good. Okay. Leave the sternum, shoulder blades down, belly in. Roll the arms outward, palm of the hand facing out, and push the thumbs back to open your chest, but keep the belly in. Sternum lifted, shoulders down. Imagine that you want to touch the ground with the tip of your fingers. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, lean back with all your torso and lift gently your knees if you can. If you cannot, it's not a problem, but become aware that the weight, the pressure on your knees is lighter now. Okay, come back down. Now, if you want to, you can take either a folded blanket or a small pillow just to give a bit of comfort on your knee. Put your left feet forward. Okay. And now bend your left leg, keeping the hip completely squared. So parallel to the short side of the mat. If you want to, you can put a chair or something next to you to help you with a balance, or the wall, for instance. Belly in, tuck the tailbone under, and keeping this movement of the hips, movement back of the hips, keep on bending your left knee to lower your hip. Keep the belly in and keep on pushing the hip down to your maximum. Keep the hip squared. So to help you keeping the hip squared, you can push from the outer left knee to the outer left hip. It will create a small rotation of the hip to keep it completely squared. Stay there. Keep on tucking the tailbone under in order to lengthen your right groin. 3 more breaths. Belly in, more. At the end of the 3rd breath, change side. So put your right feet forward, belly in, navel towards spine, hips squared. Start bending your right knee. And keep on pushing the hip down as much as you can. Belly in, sternum lifted. Move from the outer right knee to the outer right hip to keep your hips squared. Keep the belly in, sternum lifted. 3 breaths. Keep on lengthening your left groin. At the end of the 3rd, come back up. Okay. Keep your knees at roughly the same width of your hips. Tuck the tailbone under as much as you can. If you want to, just at the beginning of the movement, you can squeeze your buttocks. Squeezing the buttocks will create this rotation that you want to keep. But as soon as you realize, as soon as you have this position, release the contraction of your buttocks without losing the tilting back movement of the hips. So you're going to use other muscles, deeper muscles, core muscles, to keep this movement, but keep the buttocks relaxed. Okay, yeah, beautiful. Now, keeping a straight line from the knee to the head, lean back. So you're not arching your spine, you're just leaning back. 3 breaths. And come back. Now, we're gonna create a sort of Z shape. So straighten your arms in front of you. Push the arm back into the shoulder socket. Keep the arm parallel to the ground. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, and look at your thumbs. So don't allow the head to move up. And just as we did before, belly in and lean back. 3 breaths. Z shape. Belly in. And come back up. Okay, now, left leg forward again, just like we did before. Okay. Now, push your hips forward, but not as low as you did before, just a little bit less. But the movement of the hips, the tilting back of the hips is exactly the same. So lift the sternum, lift the pubis, slide the tailbone down, belly in, keep the hips squared, push the hip gently forward, but keep the movement of the tilting back of the hips more intense than before. So you cannot move a lot forward. Okay? 3 breaths. Keep it there. I want you to really feel the quadriceps and the right joint, the right groin working, stretching. And now I want you to push with your right feet and tibia against the ground. And I want you to realize how deeper can become the movement, the stretch, the working. 3 breaths. Keep on pushing the feet and tibias down on the ground, still keeping all the other movement in place. Belly in, sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, tailbone down. Okay, and release. You see, visually, it was not a huge movement, but you could feel a huge movement, I think. Okay, that's good. So right feet forward, left feet back. Exactly the same thing. So start working on your hips. Keep the hips squared. Tilt your hip back. Pubis up. Navel to the spine. Sternum lifted. Shoulder blades down. Tailbone down. It's like a chain movement. The front part of your body lift. The back part of your body drop. It's connected. Okay. Now, keeping this movement in place, start pushing with the hips forward to work in a more sensitive way on your quadricep and left groin. Keep the movement of the torso and the hip in place. So keep on lifting the hip, the pubis, navel to the spine, sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, tailbone down, and start pushing with the left feet and tibia against the ground to deepen this work. 3 breaths. And release. Good. Sit on your heels. Yeah, it worked. Okay. Now, create circles with your hips and lumbar spine. Both on one side. And on the other side. Good. Now, Dandasana. Flex feet with a thumbs, with the toes pointing up to the sky. Push the thighs down. And now tilt your hips forward. So exactly the opposite movement. So push your pubis down, tailbone up. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. So you, in a certain way, you want to expand the space between the navel and the sternum, and you want to contract the space between your sacrum and the base of your shoulder blades. Stay there. Arms completely relaxed. Use just the muscles, your core muscles, the muscles of your spine, of your torso, to keep the body in shape, in this L shape. Keep on pushing the thighs down. Okay. Now bend both knees. Lean back. And lift your tibias. Put your arms parallel to the tibias without touching the tibias. I know that it's hard now that we did the opposite movement just a few moments before, because we stretched the groin, and now we're working on contracting the groin. So it's just the opposite. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, grab your knees, find a balance. Allow the head to move toward the chest, close your eyes. And breathe deeply. And breathing deeply, observe your body moving back and forth. Use your breath to move your body. Not the muscles, not today, well, not now. Use just the breath. Play with your breath. In order to play with your stability, with your balance. Last moments. Lift your head, open your eyes. Lay down on the ground. Well, keep your feet down, quite close to the buttocks. Okay. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lift your head, your shoulders, and your arms. Keep the arms parallel to the ground. Look at your knees, 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, lay down. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, go back in the previous position. So look at your knees, lift your head and shoulders, keep your arms parallel to the ground and stay there. And go down. One more time, inhale. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, and arms. Keep the arms parallel to the ground. Look at your knees. 3 breaths. And down. Now, move your feet a bit to the side. So wider, just a bit wider. Okay. Inhale. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, and arms. Inhale. With the exhalation, touch with your right hand, your right feet. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, touch with your left hand, your left feet. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right hand, come back to center. Exhale, left hand, and come back to center. Lay down, 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, lift your tibias. Keep the tibias parallel to the ground. Inhale. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, and arms. Keep the arms parallel to the ground, 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd, come back down, also with your feet. Inhale deeply. Lift your tibias, lift your head, shoulders, and arms. 3 breaths. And come back to center. Okay. Now we're gonna do more or less the same thing that we did, just touching the feet. We're not gonna touch the feet, but the direction is there. I'm gonna show you and then we're gonna do it together because it's, it's more interesting, let's say like that. So we're gonna start with our tibias parallel to the ground. You lift the hand and head, shoulders, and then you move right and left, right and left, right and left. So inhale. With the exhalation, lift your tibias, lift your head, shoulders, and arms. And now start working right and left, right and left, right and left, right and left, right and left. And one more time, right and left. And come back down. Release all tensions. Down, down. Relax now. Close your eyes. Now, roll your arms outward, palm of the hand facing the sky. Inhale. With the exhalation, push gently with your feet against the ground to tilt your hip backward in order to have the lumbar spine, as much as you can, in contact with the ground. With the inhalation, release. And with the exhalation again, push the lumbar spine down. Push also your neck down. Inhale, release. Exhale, lumbar spine and neck down. Imagine that you want to do a double neck. Inhale, release. Exhale, lumbar spine and neck down. Inhale, release. 2 more. Exhale, lumbar spine and neck down. Inhale, release. Exhale, lumbar spine and neck down. Inhale, release. Okay, now inhale deeply. With exhalation, push the lumbar spine and neck down, but push also the hands toward the, the shoulders away from the ears. Release with the inhalation. Exhale, Neck and shoulders down, lumbar spine and neck down. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, release. Exhale, lumbar spine and neck down. Shoulders away from the ears. And release. Okay, now lift your head, your shoulders, your arms. Lift your tibias. And now grab the back of the leg and push the knees away from you. Straighten your legs. Straighten your push. Yes, straighten your legs. Keep the legs together. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Inhale. With exhalation, keep the legs in this position, but straighten your arms and put it parallel to the ground. 3 breaths. At the end of the third, cross your legs, lean forward, tabletop position. Okay, keep the two knees together and create circles with your hips and lumbar spine. Both on one side. And on the other side. Okay, now inhale. And with exhalation, enter the plank pose. 3 breaths. Belly in. Push with the hands against the ground and look, I would say 30 centimeters forward compared to the end of your mat. Knees down. Inhale. Now I want you to tilt your hip a little bit more back. So I want you to straighten as much as you can the lumbar spine. So move the belly in. Imagine that you want to suck the navel up. Okay. Inhale. With exhalation, plank pose. Yes, beautiful. Push the heel back and activate your legs. 3 breaths. Strong, steady. At the end of the third, knees down. Now, walk gently back with your knees and put your feet as wide as the mat. Tuck your toes under. Roll the arms outward. Keep the shoulders away from the ears and keep the shoulders wide as much as you can. Inhale. Keeping the navel in. Buttocks back, shoulders down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stay there. Three breaths. Navel in. At the end of the third, come back down. Now, since you're quite flexible, this position is not a problem for you. Walk gently forward with your knees. Not too much, but just a tiny bit forward. Yeah, that's it. No more than that. Tuck your toes under. And enter again, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep on pushing the chest over the toes. But now I want you to activate your quadricep. And imagine that you want to push the hips back. Stay there. and come back down. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna add another small movement that is almost invisible. But you can maybe feel a difference, because I saw that you had no problem of keeping the heels down, because that's the part that could be tricky. But since you have the heels down, you can, I can explain that. In order to move the hips back, so to release the pressure, to relieve the pressure from the hands, you have kind of to push the toes down, like you want to grab the mat with the toes. And doing this movement, you will add a bit of intensity on the movement back of the hips. So I'm going to show you that it's almost impossible to see, I think. So you're in this position, you're pushing the hips already back. I want you to push with the toes down in order to push the buttocks even more to the back. So you're really leaning on the toes and push the toes down, almost to grab the mat. And on the same time, you need to keep on pushing the buttocks back. So, okay, this movement, tuck your toes under, belly in, yes, and enter Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now that you are in Adho Mukha Svanasana, start pushing with the toes, just the toes against the ground, like you want to grab the toes, the mat with the toes, and push the hip back and release. Good, good. So when doing this variation, we're gonna use different muscles again. So you can feel the legs working in a different way. You can feel the calf muscles working in a different way, the feet working in a different way. But the more that you do, or better, the more you realize that you can use this variation to release some pressure from the hands. You can use it anytime you get tired on your hands and arms, just to find a different different variation in order to fulfill the asana in your condition of that very moment. You can switch in every variation that you know in order to be in the asana, listening to the body, listening to what you feel in that moment. Okay? Good. So we're going to do it one more time, but we're going to switch in variation. So we're going to just enter the normal Adho Mukha Svanasana. Roll the arms outward. And just to feel the difference, push with the hands against the ground. Just push. Push with a thumb and index finger against the ground and roll the arms outward. And observe how it feels. Now start pushing the hips back and observe the legs working in a different way. Now start pushing with the toes against the ground and observe how it changes again. Good. Now,
Walk back with your hands and enter Uttanasana. Wide-legged Uttanasana. Keep the legs active. Then keep the torso completely relaxed. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, lift your torso and parallel to the ground. Just parallel to the ground. Arms completely relaxed. Like a dog. Lift the torso parallel to the ground. A little bit more. Okay, good. Arms completely relaxed. Okay, now they're completely relaxed. Stay there. 3 breaths. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Keep the arms still completely relaxed without bending the knees, but activating the muscles of your legs. Come back up. Becoming more and more aware of every small movement that you do. Now, right leg forward, left leg back. Now we're going to do something that we did maybe last week. But since we already worked on the hips, groin, legs, and abdominal muscles. We're going to do it again. So, bend your right knee. Keep the right knee right above the heel and slide back with the left leg in order to have the right thigh parallel to the ground. Put your hands over your right knee, belly in, sternum lifted. Push with the hands against the knee to lift the torso, but work on the hips. So tag the top and under, and in order to keep the hips squared, move from the outer right leg to the outer right hip, the outer right knee to the outer right hip, and tag the tailbone down. You can also move the left heel gently out to the side in order to keep the hip squared. Stay there. Keep the left thigh active and observe the left groin straightening, stretching. Good. Now change side. So left leg forward, right leg back. Bend your left leg. Put your hands over the left leg. Keep the left knee aligned with the heel. Move from the outer left knee to the outer left hip. Roll the right leg slightly inward in order to keep the hips squared. Belly in, sternum lifted. Activate your right thigh. More. And push the right heel a little bit more to the side, to the right. Stay there, last moments. Stretch your right groin. And come back up. Okay, Tadasana. Now that we worked quite a bit on the legs, find your Tadasana. So big toes touching, heels slightly apart, belly in, sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, back of the head away from the shoulders. Once that you found your Tadasana position, close your eyes And observe especially the areas of your body that we worked more. And feel those areas. Feel your legs, your hips, your belly. And all the areas of your body where you can feel that you worked. And feel proud of this work that you did. Now, still keeping your eyes closed. Still keeping the big toes touching. Roll your thighs outward and observe how the hips move as a consequence. Just observe. Stay there just a few seconds and then release. Allow the legs to roll inward again in a more neutral position. Now, still with your eyes closed, still with your big toes touching and heels slightly apart, roll your thighs inward and observe how the hips move. And come back to a natural position. Just becoming more and more aware that every movement that you do has a consequence on other parts of your body if you don't control it. Because now, I want you to do exactly the same, but controlling the hip. So the hip doesn't move anymore. So you have to almost counteract what you do. So roll your thighs outward, but counteract this movement on the hips. So if you don't counteract, when you roll the thighs outward, the hip is tilting backward. Now roll your thighs outward, but don't allow the hips to move back. And observe your body. Observe how the muscles can work all together or just in a staggered way. Now come back to center, come back to the neutral position, and without allowing the hips to tilt forward, roll your thighs inward. Observe the difference. If you're unsure, then release the movement of the hips, but then find the first position again, the starting position again, and come back to the natural position. Feel your body. Now open your eyes. Lean on your left leg. Find the dristi. Lift your left leg, open the left leg to the side and put your left feet in contact with the right leg. Keep the right leg gently bent, just a really small bend in order to be more reactive to the movement, to the natural movement of your body. Roll the arms outward, keep the arms gently bent and push the thumbs back. Belly in, sternum lifted. Lift your chin. Be proud of this position, of how you are in this position. Or more generally, be proud of yourself. Smile. Breathe deeply. And come back to Tadasana. Lean on your right leg. Lift the left leg. Open the left leg to the side and push left feet in contact with the right leg. Keep the right leg gently bent and active, reactive. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, belly in. Roll the arms outward, keep the arms gently bent and push the thumbs back to open your chest. Keep the shoulders down, but lift your chin up and smile. Feel good, feel proud, feel strong. Breathe deeply. And come back to Tadasana. Close your eyes just for a brief moment and feel yourself strong, powerful. Relaxed. Open your eyes and relax. Tadasana. Yeah, I'm ready. I know if, yeah. It's already Shavasana time. Take everything and you need to be comfortable in Shavasana. If you feel some tension on the lumbar spine, I hope no. But if you feel some tension, don't hesitate to put some bolster or even a chair under your knees. Keep the shoulder blades flat onto the ground and move the back of the head away from the shoulders to lengthen your spine. Once that you find your comfortable position, just for first moments, bring back the feeling, the good feelings that you experienced today. And then with those good feelings in your mind, relax completely. Allow your body to relax, but also allow your mind to let go. At the end of Shavasana, I'm going to chant the mantra. And at the end of the mantra, I'm going to guide you out of the pose. Till that moment, just relax.
Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtin Vadanam Udvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyam Amritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtin Vadanam Udvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyam Amritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtin Vadanam Udvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyam Amritat. Slowly. Stand moving your toes and fingers. Bring back the awareness into your body. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Release all tensions. One more time. Gently stretch your body. And when you feel ready, roll on your right side and stay on your right side for a brief moment again, before sitting comfortably for the chant of 3 Om. Keep your spine straight yet relaxed. Hands in Inana Mudra, Uchin Mudra. Arms completely relaxed. Eyes closed. And back of the head away from the shoulders. Inhale deeply. Put your hands in prayer position in front of the chest. Open your eyes. Namaste.